War create jobs, it do. Yeah. But if we go really be real about it, those jobs don't land in cities like Vallejo and Oakland and other cities that really need economic revival and support. So again, when we talk about high level war spending trillions and trillions of dollars, if we just took a fraction of that same money and invested it into local small businesses, local manufacturing and tech programs, when we talk about cities again, like Vallejo, Oakland, and many cities across America, we could completely transform those cities when we start talking about ownership and sustainability and real economic power. So that leads again to the question, who's actually profiting from these wars? And I'm sure we all know the answer. So I'll just let that one sit with y'all and you do the research, because we spending trillions globally. And like we talked about in the past episode, we still can't get consistent access to quality grocery stores in our own neighborhoods. We still dealing with food deserts and can't in Vallejo, we barely got a decent supermarket to go to. While places like Whole Foods Markets and Trader Joe's, that got to feel like a luxury instead of just a common normal thing. And to go further than that, because beyond that, there's hidden causes of war. Not just dollars, but people. When you start to humanize the numbers, what do we see? When we talk about war, veterans, military veterans, they dealing with PTSD. They got high rates of homelessness, unemployment, lack of health support, long-term support. And we got little organizations or big organizations supposed to be like the U.S. Department Veterans of Affairs. But is that enough? I mean, because we literally spending trillions sending these people to war. But damn, how is we treating them when they come home? What's the cost they got to pay for war? That's where the conversation gets a little uncomfortable. But if don't nobody want to speak on it, I will. Because then we start talking about community trauma. We talking about veterans coming back to cities that's already dealing with stress, poverty, lack of resources. And then you go add a war mindset on top of that. What happened when survival mode don't turn off? It's veterans out here right now, like I said, homeless. That's crazy. Struggling mentally. Can't get access to proper care. So it's like we not even taking care of the people we send to fight. So that's a part of the cost too. It's systems. It's a business. It's a system. Just like prison. Prison is a business. Prison is a system. And when you compare those systems to systems like the education system, because we got school closures in cities like Vallejo, underfunded classrooms, but we got fully funded prisons, incarceration systems, like the Federal Bureau of Prisons. So who are we investing in? Are we investing in people's futures? Or is we investing in a cycle of the destruction of people, capitalizing off of people's trauma, pain, and suffering? Because prisons and wars start to look real similar when you look at it. Like I said, both is businesses, both is systems that keep running. They both require constant input and they both generate money. If we had just $10 billion, we could build again, and I got to keep reiterating this because this is power. We could build small business districts, Black-owned business districts, trade schools, programs, tech hubs, community centers, cultural centers, youth centers, affordable housing ecosystems. Not just in theory, but when we talking that kind of money, we talking about building real infrastructure. That 180 billion, that could have paid your rent. The 8 trillion, that could have erased all of your debt. Life would look a little bit different if that money came to your community. And to be honest, some people ain't ready for that money. They probably blow it off in the next year. It's a risky investment, but hey, we invested in war. We invested in prison. So that brings the debate. Because for one, should the United States be involved in all these global conflicts, all in the way of other people's business? Is aid to other countries justified when there's so many unmet needs at home? It's not a simple answer, but it's a necessary conversation. Because whether you like it or not, we funding all of this. Taxpayers' money through policies. And we don't even get decisions or direct say or nothing. So is war just inevitable, or is wars engineered? When you tie money to conflict, you got to start asking, is decisions being made really for security or for the profit, for the minuto? And I'm going to say all that to leave y'all with this before I close. If we can afford war, then we could afford peace. If we could fund destruction, we could fund development. It's not about whether the resources exist. Again, the question is, who are these resources really for? Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Again, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Until next time, it's the General, y'all. Rob Reason. Salute.